Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival, and here we are guys, we're on Akua. It's getting dark, but that's not going to be important because in this part I am going to talk about going out into space. Now I'm not going to be moving to another planet. What I'm going to do is effectively cover the space basics, and just to give you guys a little bit of background if you have not actually gone out into space. If you come to the galactic map here, you see we're currently on Akua, and Akua's got a moon. Then we've got a warp jump to a trading station, and if you click here it gives you the distances. But we are very much going to stay in this system. In fact, what we're going to do is go and visit the moon, because in order to go to another system we would have to build a warp drive. And just to show you this guys, I need to do some tech unlocks anyway. We come to the capital vessel. You can see here you need you're going to have to unlock the gravity generator, and at level 10 you can unlock the warp drive and the warp drive tank. Now small vessels also have the ability to do warp drive, but to be honest, warp driving with a small vessel, unless you've built up quite a large small vessel, if that makes sense, is a little bit of a high risk strategy guys. So really you want to use your small vessel for investigating local moons and elements like that. But of course we're not going to be building a warp drive at the moment. But what I do need to unlock is down here. We need an armor locker and a repair station. Generally when I unlock the armor locker, if I've got the level, I always unlock the repair station at the same time, because they kind of work together as a unit. And of course what we're going to do is just come into the advanced constructor. I should have the resources to actually build an armor locker and a repair station. And while that's actually building guys, what I want to do now is extract some supplies that I am going to need to go out into space. We're going to certainly need some oxygen, and of course the other thing I also need to do actually, I've forgotten all about that. If we go to the large constructor, what I do need to do is make some various pieces. I want to make a couple of spare lamps. Oh, we've got some oxygen here, that's quite useful, we'll take that. Oops, no. We need a couple of spare lamps. We're going to make one Gatling gun. I've got some heavy steel blocks. What I'm making here guys is the ability to be able to repair my ship if I take damage, because obviously if we're going to the moon there is a very real possibility that I could encounter a problem, and that would then give me, and we've got to be able to get back. So right, let's just drop this down and we'll go and place these. So it's very useful to take a little bit of supplies. In fact, I need to do some other change to the ship as well, but I'm going to just concentrate on this for the moment, guys. I think, I can never remember, I think that's the right way round for the repair station. Yep. And we'll try and get the armor locker right next door. I think that's the, yep, that's the armor locker. And I think what we'll do now is just go into here. If I can find my junk box. I don't know why I've called it the junk box, because what we actually need is an EVA boost. In fact, I'm going to pick all this up actually. And I should have a spare suit in here as well. There it is. I'm just going to come here. Of course, we're going to find the armor locker. And just going to put this in, guys, because if we're going out into space, if you look at my current armor stats, I've only got protection to -10. Well, space is very, very cold, so we're going to need a bit more than protection than that. And if I drop the EVA boost on, we could go into space with this. This gives us -200, but to be honest, I personally prefer to go out into space. And the other reason why I'm actually doing this is because I want to show you how the repair station works. Because here, even with medium armor, we only get protection down to -25. So if you're going to go out into space, guys, you really need some armor with the EVA boost. And just to show you the repair station, if I can find it, where's this? The repair station. So we're just going to, and to repair something, you just drop it in like that. And if you see here, it says repairs left 7. Now, what you should be doing is leaving the repair till it gets very, very low. But just to demonstrate, guys, you just click that, and you can just repair it. And what we'll do is we'll just put that back into the armor locker so I know where it is. And we've got some oxygen, we got that there. And if we go back to the large constructor, one thing I did forget to build, which I do need, is, let's just get back to everything. I need a small cargo box for, that's what I'm looking, no, small ammo box, small cargo box for an SV, that's what I'm looking for. So we need a cargo box. That can go there, and we also need a bit more energy. In fact, I think what I will do while I'm looking at it, guys, is just, oops, go back to everything. We'll get the, what's that? Well, we'll get it to knock out and some more energy cells. And now, just to explain to you guys what I'm up to, if I jump into the vessel here. Now, my ship, when I built it, I actually put in an oxygen capability. So what I'm going to do is do a fill all. And of course, you need to make sure you've got lots and lots of power as well when you're going to go out. Simply because, well, you're going to need the oxygen to replenish your suit. And of course, traveling out on the moon, you need as much power as you can take with you. And just to show you, at the moment, I've only got one cargo box in this ship, and that's not really enough for what I want. So what I'm going to do, guys, is we're going to come here, and I'm just going to come here. I'm going to be a little bit careful, and what I want to do is take out that block there, and what we should be able to do is drop that in there, and that should give me, whoops, another cargo box. So what's the group for this? Cargo box 1. So add this to cargo box 1, or cargo box. So we've now got 2 cargo boxes in here, simply because, well, we need it. Because obviously if we're going to go out gathering resources from a moon, it's going to be something we need to get some benefit from it. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to access. And what I'm going to do is put the spare Gatling gun, spare lamps, because my lamps are vulnerable. And we're going to put these steel blocks in as well. And just to be on the safe side, guys, I'm going to put some oxygen in as well. Maybe a bit more. We don't really need this amount of oxygen. I'm going to carry a couple of spare bottles. Now the difference between the two is this can charge your ship, but you cannot charge the suit. This, by right clicking, will actually charge your suit, so it's good to have some emergency rations with you. We've got food, we've got plenty of ammunition, we've got the ore scanner. My drill could really do with repairing, but at the same time you need to let that get down very low, which is a hot tip someone told me about, and I can't remember your name. Apologies for that. I think that's about it, guys. I think we got everything we need. Let's just have a quick check of the constructors. Yeah, well, we got 70 power. That's good. In fact, I think we'll make some more. Let's get this to going here. Let's make about. I mean, we always need power. And as you can see, I've got loads and loads of promethium. So I'm just going to check the advanced constructor. Yep, we've got everything we need, and I think that we've got plenty of med kits. If I'm sounding a bit cautious, guys, that is simply because I am feeling a bit cautious, actually. And I think when you're going to go out into space, guys, you do need to think a little bit. Again, you need plenty of food and other elements. And I think we're now ready to go. So we're going to get into our ship. Of course, we're going to power on. And to get into space, you go straight up in the air. Now, if you watch the right-hand corner, you will see the distance to orbit. And eventually what will happen is that number will change to distance to Akua. So you can literally just fly straight up. It takes a little while, but you can see, and you can see we're at 98 counting down, and we're in this kind of transition process. So it's seamless into space, but you do get this distortion. But if you keep going up, guys, and get away from Akua, what you will see is eventually we break out into space, and I do really like the graphics in this, guys. So you can see here, and there are asteroids up here, and you can actually mine them if you can find the rare resources that are actually there. And if we have a quick look in the map, you can see we're there. There's the admin TSO Akua, which is what we visited using the teleporter. But of course, and you can actually go there and visit that if you really want. But what we're going to do, oh, why didn't that take? Okay. Obviously it's just not, and that's where we're going to be going, guys. We're going to be going to the moon at Akua. Just load the guns. But actually, before I do that, guys, just to show you, I'll just make sure. Now, in space, there is an up and a down. I know in real space, technically, there is no up and down because there's no gravity. So up and down is very much a perception. But in this game, there is an up and down, and it pays to level your ship off like this for when you're going out into space. And you can see we're now in space, and if you watch the top right there, you're going to see the temperature drop, and see it's minus 130. That's the reason why you actually need the EVA option. You can see if we didn't have that, you'd be freezing pretty quickly, guys. And probably more important reason for leveling your ship off is if you're out here with a capital vessel and you want to dock with it, having your capital vessel orientated in the up direction means that you can then orientate the small vessel that you want to dock with it, especially if you're trying to get through a hatch or something like that. It just makes life a lot easier. If you forget, then it means you've got a bit more trickier maneuvering to actually do before you actually get anywhere. Getting somewhere in space is quite slow, so what I'm going to do, guys, is you can see we've got 7.45 kilometers. I know it's not a realistic distance, but who cares. What I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to head for the moon, and I'll see you once I get within reasonable distance. Right, guys, here we are. We're entering the orbital effect. You can see the transition there, and we are now coming down. You can see that we're dropping down from orbit towards the surface of the moon. Now, even on Akua, the moon can be hostile, so approach every base you see as a potential hostile until you know otherwise, and always get your guns ready. And in fact, I know that that's hostile. I can see that because it's red. So as I say, always approach using the assumption that these bases are hostile, and of course we're on a mapping mission. Okay, let's see if we can get in close, guys. I don't know what that is, but right, that's an evacuation site. That may not be hostile, but the building beyond will be hostile. So, and of course that will be under protection, so if you just rushed in on that, you may end up getting shot at. But I think if we can come in, there's a cobalt deposit here that could be useful. There's pentaxide, which is the main reason you would come out to the moon, is for the rare elements. Pentaxide and cobalt. I thought something was shooting at me then, but I can't see it. Yeah, most of these places will be defended by drones as well, which I think if we come over here, that evacuation site looks good, but I bet you this is hostile. Yeah, drone port. Okay, so we got the drone port and the evacuation site. We got pentaxide. Let's quick look at this. So we got pentaxide, iron, promethium, silicon, cobalt, and magnesium. The ones you're really interested in is pentaxide, cobalt, and magnesium. So, but obviously we're not going to go and mine those areas simply because that is going to be hostile territory. We certainly don't go. So there's a cobalt deposit here. It's actually not guarded by drones. That's unusual. And the little blue crystals there, guys, are actually pentaxide. So we can come here. Actually, let's do a tiny bit of mining, actually, guys. Let's just as a demonstration, guys. So let's just get up a bit. I think level off, please. 40, 38. That's about it. Just level off. And again, just to illustrate, guys, you can see we've got a radiation effect here. And of course, we're going to need to double there because drones will wander around. And we should be able to see, there it is. So we'll be able to drill down and get some cobalt. Because of course cobalt is not normally available on starter planets. So I'm just going to have a quick dash down, grab a little bit of cobalt. And just I mean this does, having access to cobalt opens up an opportunity, but you do need to keep an eye on your temperature, and the radiation is probably more important here as well, guys. So I'm just going to grab this cobalt. So we got 52 cobalt there. Not brilliant, but it's all, every little helps, as they say. So we'll just do this node and then we're going to move on, guys, because this is more about travelling in space and exploring the moon than me gathering resources. Okay, we'll cover that one. So we got a little bit of cobalt there, and you can see that we're okay for radiation because of the EVA. And just to show you there, guys, we've got 92 cobalt. And just to check the ship, just to show you. So you can see here the oxygen's okay. We're okay with power, but we're still burning a little bit of power. So you've got to remember that you need the power to get back to Akua. I'm just going to explore. I think let's go up this way. Set a waypoint there. Let's just go up this way and see what we can find. So what I'm looking for is like a pentaxic field. Now, if any of you guys are new to the game, pentaxic is the fuel that's used for some of the advanced weaponry, but more importantly, it's actually the fuel that you will need for a warp drive. I mean, you don't need vast quantities of it, but you do need some, and there's a little bit of a pentaxic field there, so that marker was a little bit good there. You can see it here, just here. So now the moon of Akua is generally, in the wider sense of things, in Empyrion friendly, but bear in mind when you go to other moons in the systems, they may have patrol vessels, they may actually have even hostile fauna, because not all the moons are empty and desolate like this. In fact, I can't remember which moon it is now. I think it's the moon of Masperon. Actually has its own vegetation and ecosystem. I think maybe we can just get across here. Sometimes it's useful just to bring the bike round with you. I mean, I'm taking a bit of a chance here, but we'll be okay, I think. As he suddenly gets bounced by a drone or a troop ship. Anyway, so we're just gonna get out here. We're okay for food. Radiation's pretty good because we've got the medium suit on. Yeah, I should have brought the ship over here actually, guys, but never mind. Well, we'll just gather these four, then we'll get back to the ship and we'll carry on exploring the moon. Okay. So grab that, get back to small vessel, very imaginatively named by me. Okay, one thing I do want to show you guys is if we could become a drone hunter. Let's become a drone hunter because we may be encountering drones, so we might as well start that mission off and grab that. And of course I didn't switch the power off. Let's just have a quick look now. So let's just keep going that way. See what we can find, guys. Now, if we get into the dark, there's a base or something there, and again it's red, so we're gonna have to. Actually, that looks very much. Got turned round. Oh, it's because the moon is so small, guys. It's actually. So we're actually going to go the opposite direction. It was luring me onto there. Yeah, I mean the moons are incredibly small, guys. So. It doesn't take long to explore them. Famous last words. Yeah, I think. Okay, we'll go down to here. I think. No, it still wants to lure me that way, so we're just going to keep staying this way. Now, if we get into the dark part of the moon, guys, I will be switching to night vision. And I'm not a big fan of night vision, but we're just going to keep wandering around. I think maybe we're. Let's just go down this way, guys. Let's fly to the other pole. That might be an option. Let's see if we can find one of the poles, and then we'll just fly around it. Yeah, I am hoping that when Alpha 8 comes out and we have the larger planets, that some of the moons will be a little bit larger as well. I mean, that could be fun, guys. So we're just going to keep exploring. Again, if you look on the left-hand side, you will see that the oxygen's going down. Right, we found pole. So what we're going to do is effectively fly out a little bit this way, and then we're going to fly round the pole. So we're starting to get a bit dark now, guys. So let's just change to night vision. I mean, at least on the moon it's monochrome anyway. So we found a Promethium deposit. What I'll do, guys, is I'll keep flying, and when I find anything of interest, I'll come back, guys. Right, guys, we've encountered a drone, so I think maybe let's have a bit of fun, guys. And the range is 331. So we just shot that drone down. Now, one of the advantages of taking down drones on moons and away from the starter planet is the fact that sometimes you get some nice bonuses from them. So we're just going to drop down, level off, just going to jump out. Not so good here. Okay, got a couple of motors and some. Let me just come out here. See the temperature, guys? So it's still pretty cold out here. Okay. It's a little bit more pentaxic there. Maybe we can drop down and. So the sun is coming up over the moon. I was quite surprised actually, guys. I haven't found that much for the moment. The moon is barren, even more barren than normally. You have quite a few points of interest on the moon. Famous last word. Okay, what is this? Actually, let's have a quick look. There's no admin building on here as well either. Okay. I'm just gonna. Got a magnesium deposit there and another drone. Okay. Guns. Need to get 312. Just drop down. And that gives us a cannon drone. You can see we've now found a pentaxic deposit. That's quite cool, guys. That would be very, very useful. Let's get in here. Oh, we got a flux coil. That certainly, I'm not going to say no to that. So you can see, even if you don't actually mine anything, guys, you can. Okay, there is a base around here, and I've lost it. There it is over there. Okay. So there's a pentaxic mine there, but like a lot of things, it's going to be actually defended, and that's not going to be friendly. feel it. Yep, there it is. Out the way, 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 out the way. I don't know what that actually was. It's over here. Oh, it is a power station. So we found a power station, guys. Okay. And there's something up over here. Okay, we're just gonna drop down, use the terrain to creep up on it. Again, I'm not going to be attacking any of these bases, guys. To be honest, you've got to have we're certainly not going to be attacking that. I mean, a small vessel operating on the moon by itself and trying to attack these bases is quite a high risk strategy, really, guys. So I'm just going to put a drone base there. I think if we go up, that's the iron deposit. If we head, seem to have lost it. We just press this. Oh no, sorry about that, guys. I think we head up this way and go round the top of that power station. I'm trying to find a friendly POI. Obviously I don't have many friends on this moon at the moment, which is slightly annoying. And the game's going to do that. Reload, because we need to keep an eye on the food. And just to demonstrate, guys, as well, like you can see on the bottom left there, my oxygen's starting to drop. It's not crucial, but it's something that may be a problem. And what you can do now is just go like that, because I've got my oxygen container there exposed. Actually, my ship's taking a little bit of damage as well, so let's make sure it's repair. I certainly don't want to make a mistake of disassembling anything out here, so let's just make sure we've got everything repaired. Yeah, looks like one of the guns is damaged here. So yeah, looks like everything else is good. Because I mean, that slight sideswipe may not have been a big problem, but if you have several of those guys, it can become a problem. So we got an iron deposit there. So if we keep going in that direction, we'll see if we can find a friendly POI. Right, guys, I've found another point of interest coming up here. It's probably going to be hostile, so we're going to have to get down nice and low. Another pentaxic deposit, again very, very close to a base. I'm sure that they've actually programmed it to do that. I think what we'll do, guys, is we'll come over here, see if we can drop down in that crater. Silicon deposit, then lots and lots of deposits here. Not sure what that is, but I'm going to drop support base. Okay, out the way. There's a minigun drone there. It's can't fly. Everything is hostile at the moment. It's annoying. There's got to be something friendly on this moon. So we've now got a support base, and that's actually guarding the two pentaxic mines, which is again slightly annoying, guys. But there's the. So if we head this way, see if we can find anything over here, guys. We're in a reasonable light at the moment, so things should be a little bit better. Maybe we'll fly towards these two markers. There's a base there, so let's drop down again so we can kind of creep up on it. Again, as I say, guys, always assume every base you approach is hostile. We haven't actually seen these yet, so don't just kind of go flying into any base. I think if we can drop into that crater, it might get us close enough to. Right, we found the civil hub, but there's something behind it. There's actually a drone there. I'm not going to attack the drone just yet till I know what's behind it. really approach from that direction. Okay, this. Okay. That's a crashed capital vessel, so that's not too bad actually, guys. So, oops, no. Let's just do a little bit of repairs. Let's make sure we're on repair. Okay. The trouble now is if I attack this drone here, it's invariably going to send a troop ship. Yeah, enemy warning, enemy troop ship arriving. Okay, that's a cannon drone. Okay. And of course with the moon, the distance the troop ship has to come is quite low, so I'm just going to need to fly around here, guys, see if we can see the... I mean, I could try and snatch that cannon drone, but it's going to be quite risky. Okay, let's go for it, guys. This could be a mistake, and I could be winding this video up with a demonstration on how. It's just going to jump out. Oh, that wasn't really worth the effort, to be honest, guys. Here comes the troop ship. First person. He's coming in really, really quick. And he's going to put troops down, I can guarantee it. Hey, come on. Gotcha. Trouble is, he may have put troops down. Oh, I was right on top of the base, that was the problem. Okay, we're just gonna... Okay, we'll take a chance, guys. And just leave the troop ship. And of course, you've actually got to shoot the troop ship down, even if they put troops down, because if you don't shoot the troop ship down, quite often what will happen is another troop ship will show up. And the question is, do I really want to risk going in here? Okay, we're just going to do it, guys. We're going to risk it, see if we can loot a little bit. See what we can get in here. There's probably not going to be that much in here, so I'm just going to drop down. I think we can just land here. And I think we're just dump that just in case. And of course, one advantage, see, now I've found a civil hub. If things go badly wrong, guys, let's put the light on. You might actually be able to see what I'm doing here. Yeah, if things go wrong, you've now got an option that you can actually make repairs and possibly even somehow, how can we say, get back to Akua, although it'd be a long haul, guys. So we're just going to grab what we can here. I'm not sure why I want wood, but never mind. And I think there's something coming in, so another drone, so we're not going to hang around here, guys, because there's another drone coming in. Or was that the drone that's around the thing? Okay. So I don't want to drag this video out too long, guys, so wait for the inevitable saying, telling me a troop ship's been dispatched, but okay. And just gonna level off and just come down here, guys. Yeah, not fantastic amount of loot. And this crashed capital vessel, guys, quite often you can actually see the thrusters there. This would be quite a good source of loot if you could find the core. I mean, well, I'm not going to waste your time playing that, guys. But you can see that when you visit other planets and moons, you find very similar elements to what's done before. I think I've probably laboured this long enough, guys. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go back up into space, and we're going to go back to Akua just to kind of demonstrate that, guys. I mean, obviously it's going to be quite heavily edited because I don't want to drag this video out too long, because as I say, this is just me talking about the principles of what you actually need to do when you first go out into space. And I hope you're finding it interesting, guys. Part of the essence and fun of this game is actually going out and exploring, and of course as you develop your resources and get your experience, being able to build a nice capital vessel and really start to go out and explore all the different planets and moving around. And of course you've got to remember, guys, this game is still in early access, so you don't know where they're going to take us. I thought what I'll do is I'll just fly towards the asteroid belt here. So here we are, guys. We're kind of entering this mini asteroid belt. Now asteroids work the same way as mines. You can't just shoot them all here, because if you, well, I'll just show you guys if I pull up. And of course, because I don't have any mining attachments, we're going to have to do this the hard way. In fact, I use this as a demonstration of what you can do. So what we'll do is fly the ship in there. Just going to level it off. And you can see nothing happens, guys, but just to demonstrate. Now, if you see at the moment, I can't move. I'm pressing all the keys, I can't move. But if I put the jetpack on, you can actually go. The stance looks a bit weird, so it pays to just do in here. But just to demonstrate, guys, so you can only mine an asteroid where it actually tells you as an element. So a lot of these actual asteroids are actually just cosmetic. And of course I've now got to get back to my ship using the jetpack. The nice thing about using the jetpack in space is that unlike when you're on the planet, it doesn't deplete. Well, as far as I know, it doesn't deplete. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Same way as with mines on the planet's surface. If an asteroid shows up as mineable, I don't think these kind of asteroid rings actually have there. I think you've got to go to areas where there's actually something a bit specific to actually do that, guys. So that's something to bear in mind. And of course we're now returning to Akua, and of course I didn't check where we're landing, so we could be landing anywhere. With my luck, I'll probably land on top of the drone base. Oh no, it looks like we're coming in fairly close to home. I'll level off. It pays again, when you come in from orbit, it pays to level the ship off. And that's not bad. We're only 2.6 kilometers from the base, so that's not a bad flight round actually, guys. Right, guys, we're on our way back to base, and I think this is where I'm going to wind the video up. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I know some of you guys may think, well, that was very, very basic and I could have done something a bit more excited, but the real purpose of this video is for people who are just looking at the game or new to the game and want to understand a bit about the process of getting up into space. Because I have to admit, when I first started playing the game and I went out, I made a couple of mistakes. I went up without proper protection and I died within minutes of getting out of the ship because I didn't have the right protection on. So I thought I'd just make this video just to show what both the pleasure and fun of actually getting out into space in this game. So what I will say, guys, is if any of you got tips on other things about travelling in space, precautions you need to make, feel free to add them to the videos. And all I can say now, guys, is I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.